Yo, Blue Funk, liberate your mind. It's Keziah Jones. You're watching Pocket Soul on 20 Minutes Online. Peace.
Pocket Soul wird dir präsentiert von Orange Jammen.
Willkommen. Mein Name ist Sally. Sie haben Pocketsoul geladen. Bitte identifizieren Sie sich. Chris Hanselmann. Neues Update. In 3, 2, 1.
Sally, nicht abstürzen jetzt.
Chris, entdecke Überlastung. Registriere sauglatte Partie. Erkenne Keziah Jones. Keziah, gespeichert unter Hanselmanns Lieblingskünstler.
Sicher, das ist gross, schon seit den 90er. Bist du noch schon dabei gewesen?
Gerade geschlüpft. Das ist also dein Idol?
Ja, genau. Hast du da in deiner Datenbank?
Aber klar doch, Chrissy, lade Keziah Jones. Wenn es nach seinem Vater gegangen wäre, hätte Keziah Jones eine akademische Karriere eingeschlagen. Doch der in London aufgewachsene, nigerianische Singer-Songwriter hatte andere Pläne. Als Straßenmusiker angefangen, erfindet er später den Blue Funk, eine Musikrichtung, bei der ein Instrument wie mehrere klingt. Mit seinem aktuellen Album Captain Rugged wird der Gitarrengott Keziah definitiv zum nigerianischen Superhelden. Oh, da hat aber eine Freude. Lade-Interview Keziah Jones.
Keziah Jones, everybody, yo!
All right.
Yeah! Yeah!
What a great surprise.
Welcome to the show, Keziah.
Hey, man. Thank you.
Pleasure having you here in the van.
Cool. It's a cool van you got set up here, man.
Thank you.
It's all set up with all the
All set up with what we
essential
need.
things. You know what I mean?
So, Keziah, you know what? Today is my lucky day
Okay.
because I know that you have, you're inspired by those guys. I mean, Jimi Hendrix, Fela Kuti.
Yeah.
And I'm actually inspired by Jimi Hendrix and Keziah Jones, everybody. Yeah, man. Yes. Because when you started to spread the blue funk, I was really impressed. I mean, the way you bring sounds out of the nine-string guitar is just mind-blowing, man. And blue funk, people, is actually not only a name, it's a style, right?
Yeah.
It's a style which means that you bring out three instruments out of one,
Essentially,
right?
yeah.
Is
Essentially.
that correct?
As a result of being a solo act, I had to find a way to make more sound like a fuller band when I'm playing outside on the street. I had to compete with traffic and noise, I had to make a bigger sound. So I found a way to play the bass line, to hit the box for the percussion and the guitar line at the same time, just to make it more like of a band, you know, even though it was just me.
Actually, you know what? It's the same. A guitar for you.
Cool.
Actually, Keziah, it's the same thing I try with my band right here.
All right, yeah.
I have my own drummer right down there.
That's true.
It's two instruments, and I try to sound like two musicians. Is that blue funk too, or is this
You
different?
know what? That is blue funk.
Is this yellow funk or
That's-
green funk?
That's the blue funk attitude, you know what I mean? Make
All right.
do, make do, create
So can
more.
we tell this is blue funk too, ladies and gentlemen? Yeah?
Yeah, man.
All right, cool. Actually, you had to start being three instruments because you played a lot in subways back in the days, right?
I'd like to think that I was there in the very beginning.
Does that make you ready for the big stages? Before you hit the big stages, you played in those subways as an artist?
Yeah, I mean, you know, playing on the subway means you're dealing with people on a regular basis all the time. And you have to deal with random crowds. You have to find a way to entertain a random individual who doesn't know anything about you. You got like 5 minutes before they walk off somewhere else. Maintain their attention, hold their attention, and hopefully get them to give you some money. So it's a combination of like showmanship, musicianship, and charisma to keep somebody's attention. It is really one of the best schools, you know what I mean? Because it's just throwing you in the ring, in the gladiator ring, like, you know. Because if somebody doesn't like you, they'll just walk off. And that's the most hardest thing to deal with, you know what I mean? It makes you really realize something about yourself. So yeah, it taught me a lot. So when I got onto the main stage, I used that sort of psychology a little bit more on the main stage, because when you're on stage, it's like you have to also maintain their attention, even though they paid to come and watch you play. You have to find a way to keep that attention getting higher and higher and higher. So it definitely helped by being on the street.
Actually, we talked, earlier I mentioned Fela Kuti. We all know you inspired myself and the Pocket Soul actually as a TV show, playing blue funk. But we know, besides Jimi Hendrix or other guys, you're pretty much, you are inspired by him, Fela Kuti. How did he inspire you?
Well, I mean, if you come from Nigeria is a very conservative country, very, everything's very straight, nothing is too wild or free. It's very, there's no individualism. You have to be part of a whole, part of a family, part of a team, You don't stand up and say, I don't want to do, Fela was the first person I saw who just stood up and said, you know what? I don't care, I'm going to do my own thing and I don't care. I mean, to me, that was really revolutionary to see somebody do that and do it with such style. No, he said I don't care, but also he did it with, we had to acknowledge it because he did it with such style. His clothes were unique, his music was unique, his language was unique, the way he lived was unique. His lifestyle was unique. So he did it in such a unique way that the country had to acknowledge it. Okay, this man is different. He's an individual. Allow him his space. And when I saw that, I was like, wow, okay. That is possible, as long as you do it in a really unique way, people will give you your props and your space, even in the most conservative society. So it really helped me as a person.
Actually, your way of spreading messages for your country is being Captain Rugged, right?
Yeah.
So tell us about Captain Rugged, superhero.
Yes.
What does he do for his country?
Yeah. Captain Rugged is like a character who is trying to bring some of the awareness of the Western world to what we consider to be urban Africa. When we think about Africa, it's very hard for people to understand that it's like Lagos is a city of 20 million people. It's an urban environment, i.e. there's people from all over Africa in Lagos, many different languages, many different religions. It's a cosmopolitan city. So rather than Africa in the village with what we normally see, the rural Africa, we see modern, cosmopolitan, futuristic Africa actually. So in a futuristic city, you need a superhero. So I never saw one in the books, a Nigerian one, so I made one up. Captain Rugged is basically, his mission is to bring the Western world's attention to understand that the future actually lies in African urban environments. So Captain Rugged is the little concept I put together to just tell that story to a non-African audience through the use of a graphic novel, a comic book, and through the use of a superhero, which is easily understandable. But telling an African story in that form is something that hasn't really been done before.
But in Nigeria, it's not really common to have those superheroes comic books, right?
Funnily enough, we have a lot of mythology, a lot of mythological heroes, in mythology. So there's lots of characters who are like, they use thunder, they use lightning, they use water, they do amazing mythological superheroic things. But it's like stories, mythological stories. It's not in comic books. So I just bring the two things together and make it more modern. So yeah.
Actually, if you could have a super ability, I have another picture right here. It's pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
If you could choose to have a super ability, I mean, you have a superpower. You're a god in playing guitar, right? This is one thing. But if you could choose another superpower, what would you choose, and what would you do then with it?
Well, my main thing is flying.
Flying?
Yeah, I've always.
Oh, that's what you have already. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I thought it was fake, but it's not fake. Oh, sorry, man.
Exactly. I mean, I fly. So let me see something else
Okay.
I can think about. That another superpower that might be useful might be something like I mean, of course, being able to move objects without really touching them is kind of cool. Moving objects at a distance is kind of cool.
And who would you move? Politicians.
I'd move politicians and narrate each other. Definitely.
All
Move
right.
them a lot closer.
Actually, we talked about the blue funk, right? And Captain Rock brought in another style called the Afro New Wave.
Yes.
Was it Captain Rock who brought it in, or is new Afro New Wave now next level of blue funk?
Afro New Wave is something that is actually already existing. It's something that I'm just commenting on. Now, living in Nigeria, I'm now realizing there's a whole musical scene that's been going on for the last 15 years. Urban, mostly hip-hop, quite electronic, a lot of funk. It's modern African pop music, and it is the new wave because those artists are collaborating with other people in different parts of the world, and they're creating a new sound. So I'm just commenting on what's going on already. I call it Afro New Wave, the new wave that's coming of African music. It's actually already here.
So actually, you once said, "My home is where my guitar is."
Essentially, yeah.
So that should be very. You should feel comfortable very well in here because we have 3 guitars. Would you do me a favor and play with me "Whistle Behind a Smile"?
The wisdom behind the
Real
smile?
quick.
Yeah,
With
sure.
me jamming. I put you the mic in here so you can sing along.
Okay. I was standing on one of the same bridges, saying goodbye to Lydia Tracy. Yeah. When the news broke that we had been used and abused since money began. To some it's kind of rude to refuse the bootleg version of an act of love. Blue funk individuals could change that phrase to robbery. Could change that phrase to robbery. Could change that phrase. Money bleeds, greed is in need. Only to those, only to those, only to those, only to those who can afford it. They're digging the bootleg version.
Yeah. Keziah Jones, everybody! Thanks for coming out. Was hast du gesagt? Was Schultraining am Montag? Kannst du gerade vergessen. Am Montag kommt Pocketsoul. Ah, sorry, jetzt haben sie mir gesagt, das ist ja online. Das heisst, du kannst so später schauen, also kannst du shooten. Sorry, das ist nicht so gemeint.
Pocketsoul wurde dir präsentiert von Orange Jan.